Hey everyone, thank you for joining us. We're here in the lab in Pascagoula. Now, fast is fine when it comes to COVID testing, but we want the most accurate to be able to protect ourselves and our family members and also return to work. That's why we're going to talk to Heath and Virginia today about some of the new capabilities we have to offer the public when it comes to COVID testing to make sure that you guys are safe and that your loved ones are safe too. So Lee, I know that our stats are pretty much kind of staying around the same, maybe a little bit of an increase since the last couple of weeks of, Labor Day and some of the events that went on this past weekend. So the lab has been pretty busy, but we haven't stopped to bring you the best and latest tests available. So with that, Lee, you want to introduce Virginia and tell about our machines today?
Absolutely. So excited to be here in the lab. All this crazy equipment that you guys have is pretty fascinating. And we have had a little bit of a spike, no doubt about it. But we're here to serve, and we've got some new technology we want to share with you. And so with that, I would like Virginia, who runs our lab, who you've seen before, to tell us a little bit about this exciting new equipment we've got, the BD Max. We've had a little while. We've got this Abbott ID now. Tell us about it.
Well, we showed you the BD Max. That was the PCR method, and that is the gold standard. That's the test that will confirm that if you have the active virus. So now we have a nucleic acid amplification, which is also a molecular test that will be able to detect the virus in as little as 5 minutes and up to 13 minutes if you're negative. And so those machines, they are, it's an ID now. They collect the nasopharyngeal swab for us. They send it up stat, and we're able to give that doctor, like I said, within 5 minutes, we can let your doctor know that you're positive. And we're excited to bring this technology to our clinics.
So hospital grade tests at clinics within 5 minutes if you're positive or less in machine time. And these are not antibody or antigen tests. It's the NAA test.
Correct. It is a molecular, so it's a nucleic acid amplification. So we are actually testing your genetic material.
It's legit. And
it's
accurate
legit.
And fast.
Correct.
Rapid.
So right now on the market, there's 4 tests that you might see. There's the PCR, which you just talked about, the traditional swab test that we've been offering since day one, that's just the most accurate. Then we have the new rapid, now available to the public, and then there's the antigen and the antibody. So Heath here, he came up with a great concept called the hierarchy of accuracy when it comes to our COVID testing. You can see him over
like
there.
A mad scientist.
Making sure that everything looks right and up to par.
Tell us about this accuracy.
Well, I have confirmed through the microscope it's 100% accurate. So, thanks for asking Lee and Sarah, and thanks Virginia for explaining that. There's so much talk about all the different types of testing that we thought, conceptually, like a pyramid concept maybe could help kind of clarify it a little bit.
Pyramid of accuracy.
Yeah, or pyramid of accuracy here we came up with. So we talked about the tip of the pyramid would be the most accurate, and we talked about molecular testing. That is at the tip of the pyramid. So molecular, whether we have the PCR, which is upwards of 100% accurate, or the molecular nucleic acid, the ID now that Virginia's talking about,
which is showed us.
Right, which is around 97%, and through our validation was 100% accurate. So with those, that is our preferred, and that's really what we've been offering our clinicians and what our physicians have preferred for us to utilize. There are other things further down the pyramid that are getting a lot of press right now, and one of those categories is called antigen testing. The antigen is also a swab. However, it's designed to identify some protein shapes in your fluid that could imply that you have the COVID virus. So in our research, some of those antigens are as low as around a 60% accuracy. So at this time we chose to not offer the antigen.
That's not very accurate.
Yeah, and we stuck with molecular testing as being our gold standard. There's another test that you hear a lot about, and it's called antibody testing, and it's pretty accurate, the one we have, to identify an antibody. But an antibody, really the most usefulness of that is going to be if your doctor wants to know if maybe you had the virus 3 months ago. They want to see if you develop antibodies.
Or maybe if you want to donate plasma, perhaps, maybe for that purpose.
We get a lot of phone calls. Hey, I've had the virus. I'd like to donate plasma for that, and we connect them with the blood center, and the blood center gets them an antibody test to make sure they have the antibodies.
As far as telling you if you got it right now, it is not very good at that.
No, it's pretty much 0% going to tell you if you currently actively have it. So
if you see a sign on the side of the road that says, "Hey, stop here for a 10-minute, $35, blood test for
Yeah, be
COVID."
careful. Don't waste your time and money.
Right. My thought on that is I saw a sign the other day and it said immediate COVID test result 10 minutes. And it didn't specify that it was molecular, that it was PCR, and you can't do a PCR in 10 minutes anyways. So what most likely that's a finger prick antibody test, which is not going to tell you if you actively have the infection at this time.
So if you've got a question about it, send a note to Sarah on Facebook and or our Facebook site, and they'll tell you where to go or what to do to make sure you get an accurate test.
Yes,
That's very
our
important.
clinics now are offering the rapid test that we were previously holding on to for our emergent needs, and so now we'll be able to offer those to you guys in the public. Where at, you think, Heath, that we're going to offer those first?
Where all can they go to get the test?
Yeah, we're excited. We have a new Cedar Lake Primary Care clinic just off the interstate, and we're having a grand opening event
Tomorrow
on Facebook. Please tune in for that. We also offer the ID Now at our Ocean Springs Primary Care Clinic, which is right next to Ocean Springs Hospital, and at our Pascagoula Clinic Primary Care, which is adjacent to Pascagoula Hospital. And soon we should have those available at some of our other clinics. We're looking maybe at Hurley Clinic to have that in the future, and some of our new Gulfport locations. So more to come.
Very exciting.
And it's free, no cost with insurance,
Right.
or we have a couple
Absolutely.
grants to help
Insurance
you.
or grant covered, and so we look forward to continue to help our community, and we appreciate Heath and Virginia. Thank y'all for helping keep us singing over strong with good testing. All right.